Can we, I think this gentleman here, yes.
Just following on from Elena's point about the feasibility of achieving low carbon development, through looking at BREEAM from a non-domestic stance, and then I'm going to sway over to the non-domestic Code for Sustainable Homes. So from a developer's point of view, where is the incentive for developers to produce high star rating low carbon homes when a proportion has to be provided for affordable housing, so within affordable housing schemes, where is the incentive for developers to produce high standard homes when they have targets to meet?
I don't know if I'm going to answer exactly your question, but one of the things is like, what do you achieve? Code 6? Code 5? Code 4? What is... It's like, is Code 6 the best way forward? The more and more I look at it, I think it's just impossible. It's kind of, it's just... And then you say, what is that? It's more like kind of low carbon. What is low carbon? Because low carbon is going to have it's not just the codes of sustainable homes. The more and more I look at it, I think if we end up building a code 4 home, well built, and the users are very careful in the way they behave and they use their building, I think we should be quite happy. That's me. It's just kind of thinking, the more and more I see all these technologies and seeing that how kind of do we try to implement all those things and all those renewables, and nothing seems to work, and they need a lot of maintenance, and the more technology you put into the users, like if we are talking about homes, the more difficult it is to kind of educate them to use them. I think we need to have, for me, is kind of have quite solid buildings, kind of as efficient as possible passively. And if they want to add the technologies because they are interested, or they could add on. But most importantly, it's like trying to kind of educate people of how they behave within the home. Because I was thinking, I'm doing this kind of trying to get this research project about space in the house. The kind of developers have got standards with all typologies of houses that they sell people. So people want their flat screen and really nice timber flooring and a kitchen that is white and yellow or something like that. And then they sell that product and they say it's very sellable and they make money out of it. Then you tell them that they have to be zero carbon. And then you tell us that we have to also not take the car, walk everywhere and cycle and all that. But I don't have a space to put my bicycle. I don't have a space to put my... So it's just I think it has to kind of get a balance where kind of you can achieve or you can change behaviors. But I don't think it's going to happen straight away. I think it's just mad.
I think it's a matter of priorities. I don't like the term zero carbon. I know I'm against all of the policies and against the greenest government, but carbon is the key element of life. Without carbon, there would be no life. So talking about zero carbon, it's just devoid of any sense to me. I think we just make sure that our priorities are right when we design the way in which our societies, and building is part of actually developing society, are going to develop. I was actually looking at some of the, as part of a European project that I'm coordinating on the environmental design in the teaching and practice of architecture. We did at the very early stages of the project a survey with architects, students, educators, developers, trying to get the priorities right. So we were basically asking people, what do you think are the priorities that drive the building market? And actually, unsurprisingly, I was just looking at it, 90.5% of the responses were saying that it's reduction of investment cost. And very few people said reduction of running cost. So it means that most of the times for private or public clients, the reduction of the investment time is much more important than what happens throughout the lifetime of the building. So I guess that priority should be considered as one important element to think about. And then the other thing is that broken down then into the various aspects. Minimization of carbon emission was about 27%, but the point that scored the least was ecological and ethical issue, like if it was the building business, or anyway the design of building was something that had nothing to do with the design of environment for people. that actually host all of the activities of this human society. So I guess this is something that needs to be well considered. I mean, in terms of putting in the right framework the regulations and the way in which actually governments set the target, but especially the way in which we respond to those targets and the way in which the market actually is trying to meet them.